Hola.
Hola a todos. ¿Cuánto tiempo otra vez?
¿Cuánto tiempo otra vez? Sí, completamente.
Voy de un salto en otro, de verdad. O sea, es increíble.
Vale, creo que vamos bien de audio. Voy a hacer una cosa antes de que se me olvide, que es descargarme el directo anterior porque no lo grabé.
Ah, vale.
Así que vamos a descargar esto. Que se vaya descargando el solito. Y bueno, vamos a jugar al Honkai. Otra vez regresamos con esta
Bien.
maravilla y la actualización última que hubo en el juego. Que estará el torneo este de las cosas, peleas, de los...
Pero
Voy
que
a cerrar
sí.
la puerta.
Adelante.
He volvido.
Bien.
Ay, la vida. Pup. Bueno, ¿y qué te cuentas?
Pues nada, han sido fiestas, así que está muy desaparecida. Muy cansada porque mis horas de sueño han variado entre llegar a mi casa a las 4 de la mañana y despertarme a las 8:30, así sucesivamente. Y pues 4 conciertos seguidos ha sido un poco muerte, la verdad. No voy a mentir.
La
O
verdad es que
sea,
tiene pinta.
muerte. O sea, eso de estar quieto en el mismo sitio y las filas. Por Dios, qué horror.
Bueno,
Pero bueno, me lo he pasado bien, me lo he pasado muy bien. O sea, lo he
eso
hecho
es lo
porque me
importante.
gusta y porque quería. Así que nada, ya volvemos con energía.
Vamos con energía y empezamos la misión nueva de
Ujú,
esta actualización. Al alba, a vencer. Nos tipiamos y vamos para allá.
ujú.
¿Hiciste al final todos los eventos? ¿Te dio tiempo?
Creo que sí. Al menos todos los que eran temporales, estos sí.
Pues perfecto. Perfectísimo. A ver ahora, ¿qué quieren de nosotros?
This haven of memories.
A ver,
Every
aquí
touch,
está Yanking. Vamos a hablar
every
con
moment.
Yanking. Después de la fuga de la prisión de los encadenados, calle de la Daza a nuestros pequeños.
Seriously? When is this war dance going to start? The Sky Splitter has been hovering there for ages. When can we board and see what's inside?
Is this how long-life species live? Everything proceeds so slowly. The effectiveness of anticipation in my emotional center is at an all-time high. Oh, I need to drink some coolant.
Relax. The Realm Keeping Commission will send boarding notices to all ticket holders. The Gazette said the Sky Splitter will fire a salute before the ceremony starts.
Ah, bien.
I saw the schedule for the first day of the tournament. Can you believe the Ringmaster accepted 4 challenges? And he's just a kid. So, who are you betting on, Bardo?
I'm betting on neither. I lost all my credits betting on Roboball games in Taikian. This time, I've decided not to rely on probability games to accomplish my target of getting rich.
Fascinante. Perdió todos sus créditos y ha decidido
War
no
dance.
participar. Otra vez.
There you are.
Sí,
I heard
han
you and
elegido.
Mr. Dan Hung went to meet the judges, and then a riot broke out in the shackling prison. I was so worried about you. Thank goodness you both made it out safe.
Hablar solo sobre lo que pasó.
There was a revolt in the shackling prison. Fortunately, we were protected by the guards until the Cloud Knights arrived to rescue us.
¿Cómo? ¿Lucky? ¿Tu secreto especial es una gran receta que lo puede todo? ¿Y por qué me estás gritando? ¿Qué pasó? ¿Cuál es tu plan ahora?
Borison traveled
Aquí.
all the way here to infiltrate the Lafu, and attempt to rescue their leader with a crafty scheme. This is completely unlike them. To be honest, it reminds me of what the disciples of Sanctus Medicus did during the Ambrosial Arbor crisis. At present, all three generals are on guard, and taking action to hunt down the fugitives, and the mastermind behind it all, in order to prevent further trouble. However, if these Borison can disguise themselves as Foxians, where do we even begin to search for them?
Es una buena pregunta. O sea, ¿se pueden transformar en otras personas? ¿Cómo vas a saber quién es quién?
Yeah, I heard them too. But I'm afraid I'll have to disappoint them. I've already reported to General Jing Yuan that I'll give up my role as the ringmaster.
Ay, ¿por qué? Pero no te habías preparado mucho para esto.
The security of the Lafu is more important to me than anything else. I need to fulfill my duties as a Cloud Knight Lieutenant before taking on the honor of being a ringmaster.
Pero
Those
no es
tourists
tu
just want to see some
responsabilidad.
good sword fights. Anyone can participate in this kind of tournament. Doesn't have to be me. The real challenge lies beyond the ring on the Sky Splitter. If we don't capture the fugitives soon, Hoolay will wreak havoc. Obviously, there's someone behind the scenes orchestrating this prison break, intending to spread chaos. If we fail to thwart their evil plan, what honor will be left for us to uphold?
Well said.
Ahí está,
You may
la
be
reina.
tiny in stature, but your ambition
que,
matches
uf.
that of the Yao Qing's warriors.
Hey, this has nothing to do with my height.
¿Qué te trae por aquí, general?
Yes, I suggested to Yanqing that we find a place to have a decent meal. A hunter must be well fed before the hunt.
You still have a good appetite, even in the face of disaster. You truly are the Merlin's Claw. Please finish the food quickly so we can get to work, General Feixiao.
Well, that's not up to me. Dig in. I called you here so you could enjoy the food.
Pollitos.
Me? This isn't the time for a leisurely meal, and this is way too much for me.
Jolín, sí que ha comprado.
Oh. You'd give me time to enjoy a meal, but not yourself?
Uy, hay
Ever
tapilla.
since you encountered those Borison spies, you've been so busy that you've hardly eaten anything. You can't defeat Hoolay on an empty stomach. Take your time. Enjoy the meal and calm yourself.
Hulay's whereabouts are still unknown, and they've even taken Mr. Jiao Cho hostage. The longer we wait, the more complicated the situation becomes.
Jiao Cho always said I'm the most impatient person among the Cloud Knights, and I can't argue with that. So, there's no reason for you to be more anxious than me. I've fought against Borison abominations for years, and I know their ferocity and cunning well. The Borison were clearly well prepared for this prison break, and now they are staying in the shadows. They have no reason to rush out into the open. When facing cunning and ferocious prey, the hunter must be more patient, biding their time to seize the golden chance for a decisive blow. Once Hoolay loses his patience and reveals himself, that's when we'll strike.
Lobos contra
But
zorros.
when will that time come?
Like I said, it's only one meal away.
Lucky me ha dejado con la incógnita. Después de decir eso se ha ido y no ha vuelto a hablar. Después de la primera versión de los Vengadores, se de la premonición divina.
General Hua Yan, the Skyfaring Commission has finished its preparations. Do you have any other instructions?
Representing the consensus between the Merlin's Claw and the Divine Foresight, I'll step in as the temporary commanding officer of the seat of Divine Foresight and oversee the Six Commission's affairs on the Lafu.
What is the situation at the shackling prison?
Hoolay made a quick escape and even sealed the gates of the prison. As of now, the Cloud Knights have re-established contact with the staff inside. The good news is the two Nameless who were trapped in the shackling prison are safe and sound.
I know I shouldn't use the word great given the current situation, but I'm relieved that he and Dan Heng are safe.
We've lost contact with one of the messengers from the Xianzhou Yaoqing. The Borisin have likely taken him hostage. Don't worry, Yukong. Fei Shao is leading the wolf hunt operation, and you know how capable she is.
I have no doubt about General Fei Shao's capabilities, General Huaiyan. I'm more concerned about the Wardens. According to the plan, the ceremony will begin in 6 hours. The Sky Splitter will be activated, and all visitors will board the ship to watch the contest. But now, with Hoolay's whereabouts unknown, everything is filled with uncertainty.
Ceremonia de habilidades estelares de combate debería realizarse como está
March
programado.
is right, Grandpa. I heard the escaped prisoner from the shackling prison is beyond formidable. In case anything goes wrong,
So, Yun Li, what do you think we should do?
well... I believe we should declare martial law and allocate manpower to search for the escaped prisoners. And as for the war dance, it's better to announce an indefinite delay for now.
Your plan sounds solid, but unfortunately solid plans rarely get a chance to be implemented. I believe there are at least 2 parties who won't accept your approach.
¿Qué grupos?
The first are the many travelers who have come all the way here for the war dance. If we declare martial law now, it's like declaring that the Law Fu isn't safe. How do you think the outsiders would react? They'd be terrified, and chaos might ensue.
Tiene sentido.
The second party is the staff of the Xianzhou Law Fu's 6 commissions. They've invested a lot of resources and manpower into organizing the war dance. Suddenly suspending it indefinitely would create numerous challenges for them. But of course, not everyone disagrees with your idea.
Really?
The mastermind behind this incident would fully support your opinion, presumably. Hoolay's escape and your discovery of Borisin's spies at Stargazer Navalia. Even a child could guess that these events were orchestrated. The fugitive is just one piece in the game. The one controlling the pieces wants to spread chaos and suspicion among the people on the Law Fu. If we declare martial law and postpone the war dance, we'll fall into their trap and instill fear in people even before Hoolay actually does anything.
So what do we do?
We'll search for the prisoners while maintaining order on the Law Fu, acting as if nothing has happened.
As if nothing has happened.
Aquí me está cantando en el
Yan
chat.
Qing said he'd assist the generals.
Pero no sé qué
Now
canción
he's
es.
nowhere to be found.
Maravilloso.
With the host ringmaster gone, how are we supposed to act like nothing has happened?
That's why I called the 2 of you here.
¿Tú quieres que Yun Li tome el lugar de Yan Qing como campeona?
Master Yun Li, is General Huaiyan asking you to be the ringmaster
Se
instead
llama
of
al
Yan
revés.
Qing?
Ah, bueno.
No, that's not the case.
Se lo está pidiendo
General
siempre de marzo.
Huaiyan, are you asking me to take Yan Qing's place as the ringmaster?
You caught on quickly, Miss March. That's exactly what I mean.
Pero sin presiones, ¿eh?
Miss March is a guest invited by General Jing Yuan, Grandpa. How can an outsider represent the Lawfu in the ring? It will make the Xianzhou Lawfu a laughingstock.
Dear child, the Nameless of the Astral Express are renowned throughout the cosmos. It's an honor to have them participate in the ceremony. Plus, Miss March is a disciple of the little Cloud Knight, Lieutenant. How can she be regarded as an outsider? We
Luego le
can't
echaré un
afford to
vistazo
have
a la
any
canción.
problems during the war dance. I'm entrusting you not only with the honor of the ring, but also with the security of the Sky Splitter. Yukong, please explain to them the rest of the arrangements.
Pues nada. Uy, ¿vamos a ser Linsa? Esto no
Pues
me lo
por
esperaba.
cierto,
Esto no me lo esperaba.
es preciosa ese personaje, ¿eh? O
Sí, pero no me
sea,
esperaba que tomásemos su perspectiva. Eso es antes de que se
ya.
celebre la ceremonia de habilidades estelares de combate. La prisión de los encargados.
O sea, es súper bonita. El traje me
Sorry for
flipa.
improper management.
Bueno, es que los trajes
And I
del UFO
truly
son bastante
appreciate your
guays.
assistance, General.
Son preciosos.
There is no
Ah, es de
need to
fuego.
apologize. We Cloud Knights fight on the battlefield while you judges punish the criminals. We are two sides of the same Xianzhou Luo Fu, and it is my honor to serve the Ten Lords' commission. I've grasped the situation of the prison break. Now tell me more about the current state of the shackling prison.
Ahora cuando terminemos el
Borison
directo,
infiltrated the
crearé la
prison in
canción.
¡Son
disguise and released the prisoners,
conejitos!
spreading chaos.
A ver, todavía no he
Among the
llegado a la parte
judges
de los
on
conejos.
duty in the 4 divisions,
Ahora
Judge
llegarás.
Shui from the detention division was killed and is temporarily unavailable. So, I'm taking over her duties and commanding Arumaton spectral envoys and spiritfarers to quickly restore order in the affected areas.
I, and the two behind me, will go deeper into the prison to investigate.
But, General, the situation inside is still chaotic and perilous. Your presence would be...
It's common for Cloud Knight generals to face danger directly. Hoolay has escaped, and the Yaoqing envoy is being held hostage by the Borison. His fate is unknown. This is a grave matter. Not only did the Merlin's Claw offer no reproach, she decided to go after Hoolay herself to prevent further calamity. I believe the Luo Fu owes her something in return for her fervent determination. How did the infiltrators learn about the location where Hoolay was held? And how did they time their plan just before the Yaoqing messengers were
Ay,
ready
no
to
sé cómo va este
escort him?
conejo. Ay, este conejo,
Finding
no,
the
este
answer to
personaje.
these questions shouldn't be
Este
too
conejo.
Dios.
Ahora los personajes son
What
conejos.
truly matters is if we can
Ahora
gather
me
the clues
entenderás,
that
¿vale?
lead us to the mastermind behind all of this.
Ay, por favor, Cora, dibuja a los
I
personajes como
understand,
conejos.
but I'm afraid it won't be an easy task.
For a
Dios.
long
Ahora
time,
necesito esa imagen.
this hidden force has been
Oh, Dios
pursuing
mío.
their own goals and undermining the security of the Luo Fu.
A ver, los tenemos
Backing
como
down
comida,
now will
así
only
que...
encourage them to further endanger the peace
Hmm.
here.
The Ten Lords Commission will support your decision with everything we have, General.
Dan Heng and Ling Sha, I'll need both of you to accompany me on this challenging journey.
Well, it's part of my responsibilities as the Cauldron Master. So, where would you like to start, General?
Let's start with those Borison disguised as Foxians.
My people have already prepared the evidence.
Luego le echaré un vistazo a ese grupo. Un grupo a ese vistazo, ¿sabes? No se puede hablar. Lag. Uy. Linsa Elixir inesperado. Vale. Añadido. Vale. Ok. Vamos a ver al cuerpo
According
de
to
este
Lieutenant
tío.
Yenching's report, he stumbled upon a few suspicious Foxians at Stargazer Navalia. After following them, he discovered that they were actually Borison in disguise. This is one of the bodies.
Looking at him now, it's hard to imagine how he transformed into a Foxian.
My alchemists detected some complex ingredients in his remains, which might explain how these Borison were able to
Tieso,
disguise
sí.
themselves as Foxians. Simply put, Foxians and Borison share a common ancestry. Although they look completely different now, there isn't much genetic difference between them. This medicine allows Borison to temporarily change their shape into that of Foxians.
So, in other words, if they stop taking the medicine, Their true form will soon be revealed?
Una técnica de infiltración con la que el general está familiarizado. Sí, no sé. El metabolismo de los Borsin es rápido, así que los efectos de la medicina no duran.
Indeed. This means that these Borsin have a steady supply of the
En
medicine.
los conejos,
in
ahora no
the
puedo.
lawful.
Estamos recogiendo las pruebas de la
Looks like the
investigación
Alchemy Commission is involved
desde el
once
juicio.
again. When I was sorting through the prescriptions they use, I came across one called Semblance Reversion Essence. It's designed to help those disciples suppress signs of their Mara-struck forms and maintain their
Cuando
power.
te salgan
When I
conejos,
compared it to the
avísame.
medicine found in the Borsin's body,
Es que de verdad no puedo, o sea.
They're one and the same, aren't they?
the medicinal properties and ingredients may differ, but the principle remains the same.
Since ancient times, the Borsin have always sought to have more powerful bodies, regarding the Foxians as weaklings. Yet, in order to save their warhead, they were willing to disguise themselves as Foxians. Their determination is quite remarkable.
If these infiltrators rely on the medicine to maintain their disguise, then following this lead in our investigation seems
Pues no sabría
prudent.
decirte, Lucky.
Please follow me.
No sabría decirte qué voces sé hacer. Las que habéis ido
Here we
escuchando en
are.
los directos, bro, otra cosa.
According to the judge, this area is not yet under
Uy,
control.
es maga.
So we should proceed cautiously. I've captured the nature of the medicine in my sensor. By following the medicinal fumes, we should be able to retrace the steps of the disguised Borison.
Una carcelera está desplomada en el suelo, su cuerpo está torcido de una forma poco natural. Y exactamente como es la voz de Fuckboy. Examinar los restos de la oficina.
Me encanta, Zero.
The attacker shattered this warden's bones
Es lo que me han dicho
with
que
a
haga.
single blow.
Ya veo
Such
que es lo que
brute
te han dicho.
strength is not something an ordinary Borison possesses. This is likely the work of Hoolay.
If I may be so bold to ask, is this Borison truly that formidable?
I have lived a bit longer and engaged in a few more battles than you, Miss Lingshaw. To the Alliance, Borison have always been
Parece
the
ser
most
que los hombres lobo de
formidable
este juego
and
han hecho
Hoolay
bastante,
is a monster feared even
causado
among his own
bastantes
kind.
problemas.
With his
¿Eh?
strength, Hoolay united numerous
Borison
Borison packs,
No dejan de
forming a
enfrentarse.
grand
Qué pena,
army
hombres
Para
lobo,
de
con lo bonito que
ellos.
podría ser.
They
Con lo que me gustan
constantly
los hombres
push the
lobo y
Alliance's
patata.
armies into perilous positions.
Son hombres lobos al fin y al cabo.
Over 7
Tienen la
Ya,
forma de un hombre
patata.
órabo híbrido.
I followed my mentor on a campaign against the abominations. And I personally witnessed the devastation on the battlefield after Hoolay appeared. Even with medicinal pellets that suppressed the fear caused by his lupitoxin, countless Cloud Knights succumbed to panic in the face of his murderous aura. They couldn't even raise a hand in resistance. If the former sword champion hadn't immobilized Hoolay with her Frostblade,
Es una lástima que su
the
maestra
outcome of
luego
that fateful
se
battle
volviese loca.
could have been very different. By the end of the battle, only a few of us remained. The crimson moon cast the sheen of blood on all. Everything I saw was painted dark red.
If that's the case, why wasn't the beast executed instead of being imprisoned?
Esa es una buena pregunta.
On the Xianzhou Jumi, the judges cast those unforgivable and nearly immortal abominations of abundance into the eternal flames of the stars, reducing them to ashes. Their so-called immortality is just a facade. I mean, nothing can truly defy death, can it? I just don't understand why the Lafu kept this tumor for so long, leading to the terrible situation we're facing now. But I guess I understand. The people of the Lafu are known for their kindness. Even when faced with a malignant tumor within the Alchemy Commission, they couldn't bring themselves to cut it out. Instead, they exiled the healer, who tried to solve the problem, to the Xianzhou Juming.
I understand if you hold grudges against me, Miss Lingshaw. I take the blame for the resurgence of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus. As for why Hoolay was only in prison, I can shed some light on that too.
I'm just a healer. I'm not familiar with the past. I'd appreciate it if you could enlighten me, General.
Link se parece bastante cabreada.
Let me tell you more about it as we go.
Y bueno, pues nada, pocos minutitos porque la mayoría están hablando ellos. Y hay que enterarse un poquito de la historia, aunque sea. A ver cómo funciona este personaje. Vale. Sí, sí, que sigan atacando a Shepard. A mí me parece correcto. Vale. Vamos a seguir buscando... ¡Uy! Un cofre. Es cierto que por aquí no he conseguido todavía todos los cofres.
Did this Cloud Knight also take the medicine?
Se abre la armadura del Nibu Caballero y extiende sus manos para buscar algo por un momento.
No. This is a Borisin in disguise. A guard killed him before he could return to his original form.
All these Borisin are dressed in official attire. Besides the Cloud Knight, there were also 2 Borisin disguised as members of the Skyfaring Commission and the Artisanship Commission. Whoever is providing them with official identities must hold the position of power. Let's search elsewhere.
Vaya. Y ahí hay otro cofre.
Refreshed and invigorated.
Ala, ya está. Cofre conseguido. Sin llamar la atención de los perros. A ver, ¿qué más encontramos por aquí? Quiero curar, gracias. Hay un prisionero en el suelo. La felicidad de recuperar la libertad y la presión repentina son 2 expresiones que están congeladas en su rostro pálido desde el momento de su muerte. Vaya.
Someone bit open his arteries and drained almost all of his blood while he was still alive. Such a cruel and ruthless act.
Qué imagen tan
Despite being a
desagradable.
long-lived species, Borisin are actually more like predatory beasts that must feed on raw blood and flesh. I've heard that Hoolay was deprived of food and water in the shackling prison. It's hard to imagine how he managed to suppress his hunger for over 7 centuries. Will the hostage from the Yaoqing be able to avoid being his meal?
Such is the terrible nature of the abominations of abundance. We subjected him to the Forest of Swords to drain his life force. But in the end, his punishment turned into a test of our patience. Just like you said, Miss Lingshaw. Casting a creature that can't be killed into a star would be a way to permanently get rid of it. But unfortunately...
The Foxians didn't agree to that.
Exactly. The atrocities committed by Hoolay went beyond mere massacres. Throughout numerous wars, we made every effort to eradicate the Borisin. But Hoolay, with his mysterious sorcery, turned countless Foxians into his pawns. And so the Borisin...
Es que adoro los conejos, por favor.
The Foxians curse his name day and night, And they even use it to scare children into staying quiet.
Estoy deseando
How could they
ver los
grant a
conejos.
swift death to such a
Es cuando
great
tienes una
city?
batalla.
I wonder if you know why Hoolay wasn't taken into custody by the Foxian
Todavía
majority
no he visto
Xianzhou
conejos.
Yaoqing.
En plan, es
Instead,
cuando
in
usas
prison
en una
in
batalla al
Xianzhou
personaje de prueba.
Luofu, Miss Linshaw.
As you mentioned, your mentor was an exceptional warrior and was the one who defeated Hoolay, an extraordinary achievement. Therefore, the Marshal placed this feral beast under the jurisdiction of the Xianzhou Luofu as an honor, I assume?
It seems you have a major misunderstanding about this arrangement, Miss Linshaw.
Le saca dos cabezas
Allow
al
me to
Isaac.
explain it to you.
Joder. Dos malditas cabezas. Madre mía. Vale, sigamos por aquí. El mecha con forma de lobo se desintegra en un montón de metal.
Yanqing told me that an IPC ship was attacked by Borison. Is this what they were transporting on the ship?
Una norma biomimética que se realiza automáticamente incluso después de apagarla.
Yes. The Artisanship Commission and Alchemy Commission conducted a joint examination and found that the parts of this machine are made from specially refined Borison biotissue. I heard the Intelligentsia Guild has been researching the biological properties of long-life species, hoping to make medical or combat-related discoveries. However, they haven't dared to cross any lines due to their so-called relationship with the Alliance.
Perhaps to those scholars, Borison are no different from lab animals. Maybe the Borison attacked that ship to retaliate against the Intelligentsia Guild for experimenting on them?
No. If it were only about revenge, they could just wreck the ship and destroy all the cargo, instead of allowing it to end up
Ellos
in a
querían que
shackling
esas
prison.
cosas acabasen en la prisión.
It was a deliberate display to showcase the dangerous nature of the cargo in broad daylight. This way, the cargo would end up in the shackling prison, serving as a tool for the prison break.
This skill in exploiting the blind spots of others' mindsets is so atypical of them. I'm afraid the IPC and the Intelligentsia Guild unknowingly became their accomplices.
Para que Carlos esconde la botella de metal que hay en el suelo y está listo para moverse.
Watch out! This thing is still alive.
Pelea.
Generate even after suffering such severe attacks? Never falters!
Their imitation of long-life species has crossed the line. The stench of evil. Be of your body and mind.
Oh, conejitos.
Ill fate
Entiendo.
descends.
Another journey begins, destined for oblivion.
Hope you're prepared.
Damaged. Attack.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
If it can still move, it means it wasn't damaged enough.
Time to cleanse the filth.
Let's make sure it never moves
Uy,
again.
un conejo gigante.
Free will or on the still waters of oblivion.
This ends here.
Allow me to purge the root. Yeah.
What do you want to do?
Ill tidings manifest. The truth burns clear as a flame.
A ver qué hace la ulti. Aumenta el daño de ruptura que reciben todos los enemigos. Oh. Oh, encima también cura.
Everything in this world
Sí.
is bleeding.
Conejitos.
Lacerate.
Again?
Detecting damage.
Destined for oblivion.
¿Dónde está? El conejito de algodón de azúcar. Me han dado un logro. La gallina gigante vuelve a quedarse en silencio, como una bestia herida sin sangre. Ya no se puede.
You haven't answered my question about why Hoolay was imprisoned in the Lafu instead of the Yaoqing, General. You've been reserved in your response. Could it be that such an arrangement wasn't an honor?
The reason why the Marshal didn't leave Hoolay on the Yaoqing lies in the very mech in front of us.
Are you suggesting that there are people trying to understand Hoolay's secrets and use them for their own purposes? Just like with this mech? Well, I understand. I've heard that the Foxians on the Yaoqing share a bloodline with the Borson. And just like the Borson, some of the Foxians there experience an uncontrollable insanity called moon rage. The Marshal believed that this would be inhumane and no different from what the Borson did, so...
Exactly. While Borson see moon rage as a blessing that unlocks their true potential, Foxians see it as an inevitable curse within their bloodline. Countless healers of the Yaoqing have attempted to unravel this mystery, but to no avail. Why can Borson control the power of moon rage? Can we Foxians break free from this curse? These questions were asked frequently. Each questioner had good intentions. But the road to catastrophe is paved with good intentions. To the Foxians of the Yaoqing, Hoolay was not only the warhead of the Borson, but also a monster that could be the subject of much research. Hoolay thus became a poison that corrupted people's minds without their knowing.
That's why the Marshal decided to imprison Hoolay and the Lafu. It wasn't an honor, but rather a warning.
Because such selfish pursuits in the name of good intentions once led to a tragedy on the Lafu that served as a warning to future generations.
This edition of Imbibitor Lunae. By imprisoning Hoolay and the Xianzhou Lafu, the Marshal both suppressed the dangerous intentions of the Yaoqing Foxians and warned the Xianzhou Lafu to refrain from repeating its mistake.
That was a necessary trade-off. The Xianzhou Alliance is not solely about the Xianzhou natives. Only when all three races, Foxian, Videodora, and Xianzhou natives, form an alliance, will there be a promising future for all.
Thank you for enlightening me. Was it for the same reason that you traded off my mentor to the Xianzhou Zhuming, only to stand idle and allow the resurgence of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus?
You said that I couldn't bear to cut out the malignant tumor within the Alchemy Commission, but instead exiled the healer who tried to solve the problem to the Xianzhou Zhuming. But did your mentor tell you her good intentions led her to perform certain healing arts on Dan Heng, who had just finished his hatching rebirth, so that he would regain the memories of his past life?
What did you just say?
She believed that restoring the High Elder's knowledge of his past life would allow the Videodora to resume their duty as the guardians of the Ambrosial Arbor, quelling the strife within their clan and bringing everything back on the right path. But just as I mentioned earlier, the road to catastrophe is always paved with good intentions. Since then, the 6 charioteers decided that the Alchemy Commission would no longer have a cauldron master. Until your arrival now.
If that's the case, I should thank you for protecting my mentor by exiling her, General.
Quite the contrary. I should be the one thanking you.
Thanking me?
All I ever want is to have a clear conscience. However, can long-life species truly achieve that goal in their long-drawn lives? For example, you were implicated along with your mentor, and forced to leave your homeland without knowing the truth. And now, with the complicated situation in the Alchemy Commission, the Alliance has spared me a lot of trouble by sending you to handle this challenging task. Shouldn't I be thanking you instead?
Your eloquence is indeed impressive, the Divine Foresight. You won't even leave me any excuses to hold a grudge against you. But, let me make it clear. The Alliance sent me here to handle the business impartially, not to choose sides.
It doesn't matter which side you choose, Miss Lingshaw. At the end of the day, both you and I stand on the side of the Alliance, don't we? Let's keep going.
Bien, pues prosigamos. No, es para acá. Rompo estas cositas para que me den un poco de créditos. Aunque lo que verdaderamente me gustaría conseguir ahora es experiencia para subir a la Reinuna.
La verdad es que sí, yo la quiero, por favor.
Seguro que hubo una batalla violenta aquí. Que tiré y me salió a la primera. Fascinante. Se miran los restos de los poseídos por Mara.
These Mara-struck soldiers don't appear to be escaped prisoners.
How can you tell?
These soldiers are fully armed. Obviously, they didn't hastily join the battle.
The messenger named Morza did say that there were two groups of attackers. The other attackers, aside from the Borison, could hide their tracks. I believe he was referring to these people.
Hide their tracks?
Exactly. I've engaged with these attackers before, and they used Cloud Hymn magic to hide their presence. Without careful observation, no one can detect them.
You once warned me to be cautious of the Vidyadhara Elder's influence within the Alchemy Commission. Could it be?
What's on your mind, Miss Lingshaw?
Well, it seems that someone provided the attackers with a map of the shackling prison. And considering the Vidyadhara's involvement in the prison's construction, it raises suspicion about their role in this. Additionally, the fact that the Borison need medicine to disguise themselves would suggest that there are still moles within the Alchemy Commission assisting them covertly. Moreover, forging official identities for the undercover Borison would require someone with significant authority. And the presence of assassins capable of using Cloud Hymn magic deepens my suspicion about the Preceptors. But why would the Vidyadhara collude with the Borison and aid in Hoolay's escape?
They aim to spread chaos. They believe that only in chaos can they regain their former power and influence. Since this edition of Imbibe de Lune, the once proud dragon race has been powerless, watching their influence wane. Being a native of the Luofu, Miss Lingsha, I believe you understand the implications.
However, I don't think the Preceptors are the true masterminds. If I'm not mistaken, the one behind all this treachery is the Lord Ravager who exploited the weaknesses within the Luofu and instigated the disciples of Sanctus Medicus, ultimately leading to the Ambrosial Arbor's resurrection. Fentilia.
Please remember, General, that everything I've mentioned is mere speculation. We need concrete evidence for a public trial. If you want to interrogate someone within the Vidyadhara's ranks, you'll need irrefutable proof.
So, what's your plan, Miss Lingshaw?
I'll send an invitation to the Preceptors.
An invitation?
The Preceptors have been inviting me for a personal meeting since my arrival on the Luofu. Now, I'll send them the remains of these Mara-struck soldiers and the route map I found in the prisoner's possession. Then, I'll ask them to meet me at Scale Gorge Waterscape.
No sé yo si
I'd
eso
like to
suena más
hear
como una
their
amenaza que como
explanations.
una invitación.
Good idea. If I were to take action, it might alert the true mastermind. I trust you to handle this matter, Miss Lingshaw. The internal affairs of the Vidyadhara should remain under their jurisdiction. And don't worry if things don't go smoothly. Once the wolf hunt operation is over, the hidden truths will come to light.
Speaking of the wolf hunt operation, I'm truly worried about the Yaoqing messenger who was taken hostage. Hoolay was starving in the shackling prison for centuries. I don't know if the messenger can survive in that wolf's clutches. May Rainbow's blessing keep him safe.
Yo creo que va a estar bien. Mira, hablando del rey de Roma, somos ya Q. Cuatro horas antes de que se celebre la ceremonia de habilidades estelares de combate.
As I said, I'm a healer. But my art of healing requires the culinary arts to be truly effective. The magic of my cauldron is its ability to make all kinds of medicines into dishes that patients can eat. When simmered and cooked together, any kind of medicinal herb or ingredient becomes a delightful delicacy.
Delicacy. But isn't that just one flavor overpowering the others?
Well, you have a point. Let me ask you this. If there's a fussy child who refuses to eat green peppers, what's the best way to make him eat them?
Stuff the kid's mouth with the green peppers and cook him alive in a pot.
Qué agresivo.
You have quite the sense of humor. I've heard that you, Borisin, have lost many of your taste buds during the self-modification process, so you can't experience complex flavors. Only the saltiness of blood and flesh truly awakens your appetite.
It's a shame I don't have any green peppers right now. Otherwise, I'd happily stuff them into your mouth and cook you alive in a pot.
I'm just kidding. The answer is quite simple. Chop up the peppers and mix them with minced meat to make meatballs. This way, the flavor of the meat overpowers the taste of the peppers. And even a fussy child can enjoy them.
Can I just boil your tongue in this hot pot? I know you're trying to buy time until someone comes to your rescue. You said that Jin Liu recently returned to the Luofu, right? Well, she did come back. But, unfortunately, I also found out that she committed serious crimes and was escorted to another Xianzhou ship. Do you really think you can delay our departure by provoking Lord Hoolay's desire for revenge with your clever little tongue? You see Borisin as savages who know nothing about the Xianzhou, but in fact, we know all about your tracking tricks. Like the jade abacus you're carrying, and the side cranes in the sky. The more hope you hold in your heart, the greater your pain will be when death comes. I wonder if you can maintain your composure when I tear your throat open.
Jolín, qué agresivo es este señor.
His composure is only a
Bastante.
temporary effect of the medicine. And it will wear off soon.
Este es el señor transformado en
Lord
Foxian.
Hoolay.
Oh, you pathetic Foxians. For thousands of years, we were the ones who allowed you to live, and who granted you civilization. But in the end, you chose to betray us for the freedom promised by the Xianzhou people. But it's all right. As long as you catch the scent of your masters, you obediently return to us. No matter how far you run away.
Refutarlo remarcando que ellos son los objetivos. Sembrar discordia entre Mokotov y Hoolay. Vamos a sembrar discordia.
Have you ever wondered why it took them 7 centuries to come to your rescue? The Borison's era has long passed. Did they ever tell you these harsh facts before giving you hope for returning home? Lord Hoolay? Now they're being crushed by the Merlin's claw of the Yaoqing. By a Foxian. They're hiding in remote corners of the cosmos, trembling with fear like a wounded beast on its last legs, reaching out desperately for any fake hope of salvation, which in this case is you.
The Merlin's claw of the Yaoqing. A Foxian? Very interesting. Tell me, Moktok, is he speaking the truth?
He isn't lying. That lowly beast was a war slave who ran away from our pack. Cannon fodder, a thief! She stole our power and used her knowledge about us to fight us, using every dirty trick in the book!
And she bested you, Moktok. Fairness is but a pathetic excuse for the dead and defeated. Since our great pack has fallen apart, who told you that I was alive? And who sent you here?
In our darkest hours, it was a prophet of the Master of Immortality, named Mongus, who showed us the way. Her guidance brought us hope.
This prophet, Mongus, what does she want?
The prophet made this proclamation. The Borison have been divided for too long, and only your return can unite all the packs, restoring us to our former glory. That's when we learned that you were still alive. It must have been a manifestation of the Master of Immortality! And the prophet told us that the Foxian general of the Yaoqing would take you to her ship during the Lafu's war dance, and that it would be our best chance to infiltrate and free you from your prison. And just as she said, we did it!
Remarcando que su plan aún no ha sido un éxito.
Even if you managed to set Hoolay free, you'd have no way to escape.
We've already prepared our ships, and the prophet's prediction will surely come true.
Once the news about the prison break spreads, the Cloud Knights will close all the ports. You may think you've escaped the prison, but you're just trapped in another cage, known as the Lafu.
Let me kill this unruly, lowly beast, Lord Hoolay! I assure you that our star skiffs will soon arrive. Right now, everyone in the Lafu is distracted by this stupid war dance, so this will be the perfect chance to escape. Once you've returned to your territory, your revenge against the Xianzhou ships will be within reach.
Perfect chance to return to my weak and shattered pack at the mercy of a ridiculous false prophet and become a mere puppet in her clutches. Her plan is full of flaws. The only paths she has prepared for you are escape and death. Listen up. A wolf never allows itself to become prey. From now on, you'll follow my orders. Since you are so confident that the Cloud Knights will close the ports, Jiaoqiu, I'm now giving you a chance to go and see it for yourself. Go to the ports. Come back and tell me what you saw.
Wait, what did you just say?
But my lord!
Would an alpha wolf ever listen to a cub mock talk?
No, I've never heard anything like that. I wasn't trying to defy your will. I will always unquestioningly follow your orders.
I'm offering you a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Don't you want to run away, Jiao? You will come back. Because Foxians like you always obediently return to their masters, no matter how far they run away.
Ya, pues crees que su maestro eres tú, pero eso no es verdad. Su maestro es la otra. Nadie puede dañarme.
I can't believe he actually let me go. What game is he playing? Perhaps I can try to warn the Cloud Knights. No. Perhaps I can just escape.
Mira alrededor. Una persona con la expresión fría y sombría mira hacia Q. Hay una expresión aguda en su mirada, como si quisiera transmitir una advertencia al senador que dice: cualquier pequeña idea astuta que tengas podría llevar a consecuencias severas que lamentarás para siempre.
Just as I suspected. He's testing me. The Cloud Knights must have been aware of the situation inside the shackling prison for some time. Will General Fei Xiao personally lead a squad to capture Hoolay? For now, I'll do as he asked.
Pues nada, haremos lo que nos pidió. Busca ayuda y envía noticias al exterior. El de estos esquife es una persona común y corriente que cada día transporta personas de un lugar a otro. Es presente que si le pides ayuda sin reflexionar podría enfrentar serias repercusiones sin importar si salen bien o mal. Recuerda, ten cuidado con lo que haces o dices.
Would you like to board my star skiff?
Es evidente que los pasajeros raposianos que están cerca del piloto de nuestro esquife te ven río abajo.
Well, my little star skiff can't accommodate that many. But I have a larger one that will arrive in less than 15 minutes if you need it. So, where would you like to go? We need to hurry wherever we're going. The war dance is about to start, and the Skyfaring Commission is prioritizing star skiffs heading to the Sky Splitter.
Los caballeros cerraron los
Close the ports? Why would they do that?
Interesante cuestión. Es que tiene que estar la zona del muelle. Oh, aquí hay otro. El trabajador de la Comisión de Administración de Terreno no está acostumbrado a este tipo de emergencia. Está presente que si le pides ayuda a una persona, ahora ten cuidado con lo que haces o dices.
I'm sorry, but the Realm Keeping Commission Chancery is currently closed. All the officers and officials have been reassigned to assist in the war dance.
Tienes que alguien te observa desde muy lejos. No pasa nada, solo estoy pasando.
Although we're short-staffed at the moment, if there's anything I can do to help, please feel free to ask me.
Ay, me estoy quedando sin batería en los cascos.
¿O no?
No.
Me he ido fuera de la cuma en el puerto sin demasiada ansiedad.
No, pues como se me acaben, patata, porque no puedo estar en altavoz y no tengo otros.
Pues qué mal. La Nimbo Caballero en servicio aquí está solo y sin ningún esfuerzo. Ten presente que si le pides ayuda sin reflexionar puedes estar. Hola.
Hey there. I noticed you'd been looking at me for quite a while. Do you need my help?
Sientes que alguien te observa desde no muy lejos. No pasa nada, susto.
Understood. Please come to me if you need any help.
Es que me están observando todos. No puedo pedir help.
Stop asking. I'm off duty now. Go bother someone else.
Percibes un olor familiar en el piloto reposiano. ¿Puedo preguntar por qué?
Can't you just stop asking? You're not one of us, but I smell a familiar scent on you.
The warhead sent me here to check on the situation.
Quiero saber si ya podemos irnos.
Not yet. There's no way for this tiny ship to escape from the Cienjo. Only the starships at Stargazer Navalia can break through the Jade Gate. Moktok said there would be insiders to pick us up, but I haven't heard anything yet.
The ports haven't been closed? What is going on?
Vaya.
Stalling won't help. It's time to confront Hoolay and see what tricks he's up to.
Bueno, pues no podemos pedir ayuda porque están observándonos, así que... Y no vamos a poner a nadie en peligro, claramente. Pobrecillos que no tendrán nada que ver.
You're back, Jiao Cho.
You were closely watching me, weren't you? And if I sought help from anyone, your people would kill them. Was that your plan, Hoolay?
Oh, exactly as you said. So, have the Cloud Knights closed the ports?
No.
They don't want to publicize my escape. I understand. It's no surprise, for fear is more deadly than claws and fangs. Especially during a festive time like the war dance. What lurks here is not a group of fugitives, but rather a pack of wolves amidst the flock. My cubs are hungry, ready to feast on flesh and blood, reveling in your fear. Your calm facade will soon crumble. I can tear through it and expose your pathetic bones any time. There's no escape from me, Jiao Cho. Of course, you can try your luck and believe that your wits will save you. But remember, you're not the only hostage in this city. If you try anything funny, innocent people will die because of you. Now, let's talk about the Foxian general you serve. Moktok says she's here for me, which means she'll be hunting me herself. Before the hunt begins, I need to know my opponent. You can refuse and play tough, or you can cooperate and save us both some time, healer.
Fingir debilidad para hacerle pensar que te rendiste. El hombre te extiende un dedo y te toca el omóplato con tal velocidad que ni siquiera lo ves. Es como si una daga te hubiera arrancado un pedazo de carne. El dolor te atraviesa hasta los huesos, apenas puedes estar en pie. Vaya.
Good. At least you didn't try to draw attention with a scream. That way no one will die in vain.
Pobre Jackie.
Fine. I'll tell you what you want to know about her. But I expect something in return.
What makes you think you're still in a position to negotiate with me?
You can torture me until I talk. Or let's save us both some time. Warhead. Here's the question that's been bothering me. How have you managed to survive and endure centuries of torture.
Borson aren't supposed to live that long, or possess such regenerative abilities.
So, is that why the Shenjiao Yao Qing wanted to take me away? Oh, to some, I'm a hostage, but to others, I hold the secrets they desire. I still remember, in the early years of my captivity, the Foxians came and went. They extracted my blood and marrow, trying to unravel the mystery of moon rage. They wanted to conquer their fear of the Borson and free themselves from their bloodline. Unfortunately, they failed to uncover the secret. So, they resorted to the most brutal punishments they could imagine. Some seek power to destroy their enemies, while others seek power to become their enemies. Which one are you, Jiao Chou? Ah, I see. You're the most pitiful of them all.
Ay, quiero oficio, por Dios.
You seek power
Sí, la verdad.
to share it with others.
Sí, pero es que últimamente en los gachapones de Honkai,
Solo sale Luca.
aparte de solo serme Luca, que bueno, me da una titrara, pero claro, ya tengo como su arma 3 veces, el entero con todas las constelaciones, pero bueno, me da tiradas, o sea, no pasa nada. Pero aparte de eso, me pasa que los personajes de 5 estrellas, por alguna extraña razón, me están saliendo cuando llegas al 80% de probabilidad. En plan, es
Eso
horroroso.
creo que es mala suerte.
Está siendo muy mala suerte, pero llevo una racha en la que todos con 80% por ahí, al 70 y pico, y es en plan de, por favor, o sea, pero fatal.
Yo estoy tirando ahora por Robin y por Kafka a ver si me suena alguna de las dos. Si no, pues esperará que venga el siguiente, 5 estrellas que no tenga. Y tiramos por ahí.
To achieve his goal, he sacrificed the lives of countless Borson and Foxians, pouring them into the spring bestowed by the Master of Immortality. Through a form of genetic sorcery, the water gave birth to a miracle. The lunar embryo. Duran ascended the birthing bed and obtained what he desired. A heart in the shape of a deep red full moon. He cut open his chest and replaced his original heart with this crimson moon.
Típico, solo es otro mito, Boris.
Laugh all you want, but only I know the truth behind every word. This moon heart beats within the body of every generation of the Borson warhead. In the ritual that decides the new warhead, the successor cuts open the previous warhead's chest and consumes the divine heart, thus possessing it as their own. Devouring is the true essence of life, allowing us to endure and thrive. It gathers the life essence of all the prey we consume, making us stronger and stronger. I thought all hope was lost after 7 centuries of torment. But now, this heart is beating once again. All right. Now it's your turn to tell me everything about the Merlin's Claw.
Jiao Chou, I found you.
Oh, moste. Moze le encontró.
Sí. Ay, por
Lo
fin me
petó.
tocó Moze.
Qué suerte, de verdad.
No, suerte una mierda. Creo que es como mi 60 tiradas llevo ya. Y me
Ya,
tocó él,
es que
pero
Moze no
sigue sin
sale.
tocarme. Es que no sale. O sea, es la primera vez que me sale y te estoy hablando de tiradas 60.
Sí, que no sale. Moze no sale, solo sale Luca.
Luca, o
Solo
sea,
sale
tengo a
Luca.
Luca ya.
Le
Luca,
tengo
estoy hasta
completo.
las...
Le tengo completo
Yo
y me
también le
sigue
tengo.
saliendo. Por favor, basta ya, que no te
A
quiero.
ver, que sí,
No
que
te
si sale
quiero.
es una tirada. O sea,
Me
si
da
sale es una
igual.
tirada, pero me cago en la
Si me
leche.
sale Moze,
Ya,
mejor que me salga
te
Luca,
entiendo.
porque le puedo
Te
además
entiendo.
subir los
Te entiendo.
correctos.
Yo he llegado a un punto en el que tanto Asta como Luca los tengo completos.
Sí,
Es que los
yo
tengo los
también.
dos
Pero es que
completos.
hasta tampoco me sale. Solo me sale Luca. Luca y más
Sí,
Luca y más Luca y más
hasta solo
Luca.
me ha salido una vez.
Como, por
Luca
favor,
sale como 400.
corrijan el porcentaje, por favor.
Sí,
Que parece que tiene un
porque vamos, es en plan...
86% Luca, un 10% los otros dos.
Sí, o sea, es increíble.
Es que sorprendente.
Ujú.
Ay, de verdad.
O sea, a mí Luca no me suelta el brazo. O sea,
No, no.
la primera vez que salió
Ay, eso he dicho
con
yo esta
persona hace
mañana.
un tiempo,
He dicho yo esta mañana, por favor, Luca,
eh,
suéltame el brazo.
no te lo suelta. O sea, la última vez que salió, no esta, la última vez, me tocó completo. Pero
Nada, se le acaba la batería a los cascos de Cora. Me da que vamos a tener que terminar el directo por aquí. Terminaré esta conversación y ya cerraré directo.
That's right. My people are busy collecting clues now. What's the situation, Wadza?
General, before we completely lost contact with Zhao Cho, I picked up a signal from his Jade Abacus. It won't take long before we locate their whereabouts.
If that's the case, shouldn't we immediately go there and join forces to eliminate the Borison? Why are we returning to Stargazer Navalia?
Looks like your general has only taught you swordplay, not the art of the hunt. There's an old saying among the Borison. In the forest, the hunter may easily become the hunted. While we may call ourselves the hunters now, chasing them
vale,
blindly
no va a aguantar, ¿eh?
only make us become the prey.
No va a aguantar.
De hecho, termino esta conversación y cierro directo.
Vale, en plan, los he enchufado, pero es que los enchufo al ordenador y no aguantan. En plan, sigue diciendo, se te va a acabar la batería. Entonces, van a
Nada,
morir.
eso. Hablamos por mensaje. Si quieres, ponte en el... Aunque tengas el volumen bajado, ponte... Bueno. No, porque no tienes cascos, no lo vas a poder escuchar bien. Bueno.
Claro.
Te ponte en el chat, pero...
No te preocupes.
Pues yo voy a terminar esta conversación del protagonista con Fixiao, y lo dejo por aquí. ¿Acaso no somos más?
Are you joking, General? He's just a wolf who's been imprisoned for 7 centuries. Even with his accomplices, they're no match for us numerous Lawfu Cloud Knights. How could he consider us his prey?
No
Do
hagas
not underestimate the enemy. Hoolay is not an ordinary Borison that can be easily killed. The advantage in numbers means nothing when we face that monster. A vicious beast who hasn't tasted blood and flesh in 7 centuries is now lurking on the streets of the Lawfu right before the war dance. This is what makes the situation treacherous and unpredictable.
To him, the lives of ordinary people are just meat, ready to be devoured at any moment.
Exactly. That is why we must succeed in our first strike, or the situation will spiral out of control. You've heard of this military tactic, right? When you surround your enemy, leave one side open for them to escape. A skilled hunter must be well prepared. waiting for the prey at the most advantageous position.
Ser el punto de estrella es el lugar más probable que sea.
What would we do if we were the escapees from the shackling prison? While we can disguise ourselves and blend in with the crowd, we don't plan on staying here for long. In this case, what do we need most now?
A star skiff to get us out of the Lafu. The Borison we discovered at Stargazer Navalia were actually preparing a vessel for their escape.
We predict their next move, and we take them down. Let's start from where you found those Borison and corner our prey.
Pues nada, la reenconaremos en el próximo directo de Honkai. Probablemente el jueves.
Sí.
Mañana hay estadio,
Es
¿vale?
que... Oh, bien.
El miércoles no sé si seguimos con Life is Strange.
Y ya el jueves, pues Honkai.
Y luego el viernes,
Bien,
pues,
bien.
nuevo juego. El Call of Duty era para jugar los viernes, pero yo dije, me apetece jugar el juego Coffee. Y Coffee vino. Así que ya nos hemos terminado el juego, así que empezamos otra. Cosas que pasan. Luego el sábado no va a haber Stardew Valley, por lo tanto, no sé qué haremos, probablemente Life is Strange. O si me gusta el juego que coja Coffee, le diré, Coffee, ¿vienes? El domingo igual. Y luego se empieza otra vez la semana, como lo que acabo de decir. Así que...
Pues maravilloso.
Ahí tenemos, semanita completa.
Bien, bien. Pues bueno, jole, mis cascos pitando. Madre mía.
Corre, despide.
Pues nada, nos vemos el jueves con más Honkai. Y a ver cómo se desarrolla esto, pero pinta muy interesante. O sea, a mí me encanta. Así que nada, nos vemos a la próxima. Chao, chao.
Adiós.
Keep running forward, for this path has no end.